Always a pleasure to see you, sir. Thank you so much for taking out the time and speaking to NewsX. Sir, first up, what do you think is the reason Mr. Chandrasekaran has stepped down? Obviously, the telltale sign so far that we've been able to sniff out is that there was some sort of a dissonance, for the lack of a better word, with the board.
I think Chandra stepping down right now is tragic for the Tata Group. Chandra is an extraordinary leader, one of the best corporate leaders ever produced in India. The way he managed TCS and grew it into one of the most profitable companies, the largest software service company from India. The way he reformed the Tata Group after Ratan Tata stepped down. And the way he grew the business and getting them to newer businesses like electronics, like airlines and others, and digital was remarkable. Because please remember, it's a very, very old group, very straight, very conservative. And for them to go into new businesses and invest heavily was a very big thing. And I think the Tatas are losing a good person. The reason why he stepped down is that I think he's been treated very shabbily by Noel Tata. We have a new Tata as a head of the Tata family. And sadly, the new Tata, Noel Tata, has no performance to speak of to become the head of the Tata family, except that he happens to be a Tata. Compared to Chandra, I think Noel Tata doesn't stand anywhere. It's important for us to understand that the Tatas say they stand for excellence, for good corporate governance. But the way they treated their CEO so shabbily, in such a humiliating manner, is not done. And all of us Indians should stand up and point it out. We expect better from the Tatas. And Noel Tata, being new, should have done much better and not to treat such a great manager who's transforming the Tatas, who's done so much of work, so much benefits for them. The largest cash flow to Tata Sons come from TCS, which Chandra built. And the money has been used to pay back debts. It's been used to invest in other companies at the time it is needed. And he's done a great job. And the fact that they did not decide for 6 months, they went on pending, they went on questioning. There's no way to treat a professional manager by anybody who controls the business. And the Tatas sadly look like a family business now, where the Lala, pardon my language, I want to use it, Lala decides who is going to be the CEO. There are no norms, and you humiliate a man. Why humiliate a man for 6 months? You should have decided either way. If you don't like him to continue, you should have met him and said that, look, Chandra, I think we should part ways and let's do it nicely. It would have been fine. For 6 months, you kept it pending. You went on, stirring in the waters for no reason, and forcing Chandra to finally stand up for himself. And Chandra is a out-and-out Tata loyalist. Out-and-out Tata loyalist. He's done great work. There's no way to treat a person. It's very disappointing for the Tata Group. And a big blot on Noel Tata as the leader of the Tata family and now controlling the Tata Group as the chairman of the Tata Trust. He stepped in the shoes of Ratan Tata. And Ratan Tata would never have done this. And, I don't think JRD would have done it.
In fact, sir, this was going to be my next question to you as well. Do you think such a situation would have arisen if Mr. Ratan Tata was still around?
No, because Ratan Tata inducted Chandra into the board. And, I remember I was called on TV and said it's a big blow for TCS because he's done so well. He could have taken the company further. But whatever it is, Ratan Tata brought him in as the first non-Tata to be heading the Tata Group, because Cyrus Mistry was before Chandra was part of the Tata Sons family, right? His family owned 16%. So I would deem it an insider. But Chandra was the essential outsider, and he did a remarkable job. And Ratan Tata invited him and gave him all the full powers and never interfered. And Chandra did a great job. And the way he's been treated as a professional manager by a person who controls everything, and you don't keep him waiting for 6 months for a CEO, right? I mean, you don't do that. If you don't want it, just talk to them and sort it out. And now it's become a public role. It's become a public role. It should not be a public role for a company which claims to be ethical, for a group which claims to be ethical, follows values, and says we are the gold standard for India. This is not the gold standard for India. This is not done. And I think it's very, very disappointing that Noel Tata is responsible for all this, a big blot on it.
Mr. Pai, one last question. I know you have a paucity of time, sir. What next for the Tata Group? They've had these leadership vacuums and problems for almost a decade now. You know, legal battles, of course, Cyrus Mistry, and then the demise of Mr. Ratan Tata, and now this, of course, not to forget Air India. What's next for the Tata Group?
Well, first of all, like Chandra said, the Tata Group has to get a new CEO. Now tell me, which global great CEO would want to come and become chairman of Tata Sons from outside if they have to, if they're not confident, they'll be given full autonomy and treated with respect, right? The way Chandra has been treated. Who will want to come? Which very good person will want to come and the whole world is at their feet? And they can do whatever they want and earn whatever money they want. Why will they come? And if you get an insider, what is the assurance that the insider will have freedom of action to run Tata Sons based on some principles as a board-managed company? I think it's very important for this to be debated right now across the country because the Tatas happen to be the biggest group. Maybe looking at all this, I think the Reserve Bank of India should take a stand that Tata Sons should go public. Probably the behavior like this will probably improve. Transparency will improve because so much is at stake. It's India's largest group. India's largest group and the holding company of India's largest group, which is unlisted, with the chairman of many of the listed companies, is treated so shabbily. And for 6 months, his reappointment has not been finalized at the time when the business is very crucial. Right now, there are many things to be sorted out. Air India has to be revived and I think capital has to be introduced. That's very important. And now the steel mill, the steel business in Europe for Tata Steel has to be seen what has to be done. Maybe the exit or whatever it is, making losses even though Tata Sons India has done well. The digital business, Tata Digital is growing and possibly reducing losses. The future has to be decided. And then there is the Tata Electronic business with the chip OSAT factory in setting up in Assam, and that has to grow. And all the new OSAT investment that are happening, which is very critical for India, and that has to grow. There's enough capital. You require a leader to take a lot of decisions in multiple areas, and that's why Chandra decision that look, you need a leader who can decide. You can't go on postponing. You need a person who's good for the next 5 years. I waited for 6 months, and you're not decided. So let me step down and you people do what you want. I think to me it's very tragic, very, very tragic.
Fair enough. All right. Mr. Pai, always a pleasure having you. Thank you so much for your insights, sir. We appreciate it.